The nightmare that never sleeps, the legend of Freddy Krueger. Freddy Krueger isn't just a horror icon, he's a cultural phenomenon. From his terrifying beginnings to his lasting impact, let's dive into the legend of Springwood's most infamous dream-stalker. The birth of a nightmare, Freddy Krueger slashed his way into our nightmares in 1984, but his origins go deeper than the big screen. Wes Craven, the mastermind behind A Nightmare on Elm Street, found inspiration in true events. In the late 1970s, he read articles about Southeast Asian refugees experiencing terrifying nightmares and dying in their sleep. These sleep deaths became the foundation for Freddy's ability to kill in dreams. Freddy's terrifying look was no accident. Wes Craven designed the character's burned skin after a homeless man who had scared him as a child. The red and green sweater. Craven chose those colors because he learned they clash in the human eye, creating a feeling of unease. The man behind the mask. Freddy wouldn't be Freddy without Robert Englund. Englund's performance gave Freddy his sadistic charm, setting him apart from other silent slashers like Michael Myers or Jason Voorhees. His combination of physicality, voice, and dark humor turned Freddy into a nightmare we couldn't look away from. But did you know that before Englund landed the role, producers considered casting a stuntman? That decision would have robbed us of Englund's iconic performance and the menacing personality he brought to the character. A killer in the dream world, Freddy's ability to kill in dreams makes him one of the most unique villains in horror history. In the original film, he claimed 4 victims, each death more terrifying than the last. But the nightmare wasn't just about gore, it was about psychological terror. Freddy's kills were a reflection of his victims' fears, turning their dreams into personalized torture chambers. Over the course of 9 films, Freddy racked up more than 79 kills, each more creative than the last. The dark origins of Freddy Krueger. Who was Freddy Krueger before he became a nightmare? In the films, we learn he was a child killer in Springwood, burned alive by vengeful parents seeking justice. But Freddy didn't stay dead. He made a deal with dream demons, gaining the power to haunt and kill in the dream world. This origin story added depth to his character, making him more than just a killer. It made him a monster born of revenge and hatred. Fun fact, the glove, Freddy's weapon of choice, was inspired by Craven's fascination with primal fears. What's scarier than claws tearing into flesh? Behind the glove, facts about the franchise. The Nightmare on Elm Street franchise didn't just change horror, it redefined it. The original film had a modest budget of $1.1 million, but grossed over $57 million worldwide. It saved New Line Cinema, earning the nickname The House That Freddy Built. But did you know Johnny Depp made his acting debut in the original film? Cast as Glenn, Depp's character suffered one of the most iconic deaths in horror history. The blood geyser scene, which used over 500 gallons of fake blood. The series also gave us Dream Warriors, a fan-favorite sequel that introduced Freddy's nemesis, Nancy Thompson, as a mentor to new victims. And let's not forget Freddy vs. Jason, a crossover event 15 years in the making. Freddy today, a legacy of fear, Freddy Krueger's legacy lives on. In 2010, Jackie Earle Haley stepped into Freddy's shoes for the Nightmare on Elm Street reboot. While the film divided fans, it introduced Freddy to a new generation. And recently, there's been talk of another reboot, proving the nightmare isn't over. Robert Englund himself has said he's retired from the role, but his portrayal will forever haunt horror fans. As Englund said, Freddy's scarier in the shadows, and that's exactly where he'll stay, in the darkest corners of our imagination. Freddy Krueger is more than just a villain, he's a symbol of our deepest fears. From Wes Craven's genius to Robert Englund's unforgettable performance, Freddy reminds us why we're afraid to fall asleep. So if you're dreaming tonight, just remember, whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
Bloody Mary's Horror Stories. Watch, like, and subscribe.